Hi everyone, this is the day 4 of Month series. I'm Naveen Kumar, and today I'll show you how we can complete the login part. Basically, we're going to build the login route for today, and let me start to share my screen. So let's begin this. Yeah. So today's agenda is to build the login route. Yesterday we have already seen that how we can create the registration route and how we have already tested it as well. So and tomorrow I'll show you how we can basically, if we test it on the Postman, then how we can simply just check that is it going to store in our database or not. So tomorrow, today, I'm only going to basically store it in my basically I'm going to show you how to basically how we can create the login route by using the one package that is bcrypt. Uh, we have already seen that bcrypt plays a very crucial role when you are when we are encrypting our password to store in a very encryption method, and we have already seen how we can use it in our user router as well. Yesterday I've shown you that I've already showed you that we have already seen that how we can simply encrypt our password using the bcrypt.hash, and with the help of hash we can simply encrypt our password. Now today we are going to create our we are going to check that our login is working or not. So logically we can go to the step by step. That is, first, if the user, let's say I'm the user, if I wanted to log in to a website, let's say Facebook. If I wanted to I've already successfully registered on Facebook and I'm going to log in on over there. Now I need to provide what Facebook will ask me is my email address, or, and the password, and to check uh, that I'm the authenticated or not. But to today, but they have their own authentication system. So, and today I'm only going to show you how we can simply just create the login part. Tomorrow I'll show you how we can create the auth system for the authenticated user. But yes, we will check the password here as well today. So let's begin with it. So let's say if I'm the user and I want the if I'm holding a backend part and I want my user to provide me their user credential when they wanted to log in. So I'll ask them to give me their email and password. So now they will provide me their when they log in that login form, they will make a post request same as similarly as the sign up form, and they will send me their email password data in the form of request body. Now I need to check in the try catch block that if my first I need to handle the error here. So I'll say rest.status JSON message, and to be precise that what kind of error we are going to get, I'll simply pass this error.message. So it will give us the specified error what we will get. Now I need to check that if my user existed or not in my database. So I'll say const, I'll say user, or to be precise, I'll say existing user as its existing user, and then I'll say await user. Now, whatever the what model name we use to create, we need to use it here. So I'll say to check that user is existed in my database, I need to check it from with the help of the model, and I need to provide my. Now I'll say user model dot find one. So it will give me only that specific user. If I use the find only, it will give me the whole array of data which is stored in my database. So I'll that is why I'm using find one. It will only give me that specific user. With the help of the email, we are checking that our user existed or not. So I'll say if I log this, and if I log this, and we'll see what it will give me. And it's terminated unexpectedly. Okay, cool. I think there might be some glitch at that moment, so I fixed it already, and now we can check it again. Whenever you're getting this kind of error, you need to simply restart your server and check it again. But it's not from the server, but it is from my system, from my uh, end. So yeah, let's continue this, and we'll see that how we can check. So when you're getting when when we're basically checking that our existing user is exist that when we are trying to log in, that we need to check that our user is existed or not in our database. So I'll simply say I'll simply initially console this, so we can be sure that we have already that our user is existed in our database. So I'll simply go to my Postman. Now, yesterday I've already tested this on. I've shown you that how we can basically sign up, and now we need to simply log in here, and we are making a post request again. So I need to basically pass this email and password here to make a post request, and we'll see. We'll check that what we are getting in our console. Right now, it will that Postman will not work, but it will give me that what kind of data I'm getting here. So I'll say if I'm sending this request body here in my post route, that is login, and if my user is existed, then it with the help of the email, we are going to we will be able to fetch that data from that database. So now in my terminal, if you can see this in my terminal, I'm able to get this data, this username that is Darshana, and her email address, and the encrypted password that is already hashed. Nothing but the hash password. Already we have hashed it by using with the help of the bcrypt. Now we need to check that that our you if now we can say that our user is existed in our database. Now if the user is existed, now we need to check. We need to add a check that if our existing user is true, that if it is exists, then we need to check their respected correspondent password basically. And how can we check that password? Let's go to the documentation and we'll see how we can simply check it with the help of the bcrypt. So I'll say bcrypt npm. I'll go to the documentation and we'll see how we can do it. Yeah, yesterday we have seen that how we can basically hash the password. These are the techniques to hash the password, but to check the password, there are two basically syntax we can use. So I'll pick this one and I'll pick this one. I'll simply copy this and I'll use it here. Okay. Now it says that I need to provide a password. Now question is what which password do I need to provide? So let me just see. When you are making a post request, you need to provide that password here as the payload. And because in the backend, when you are providing your password will go here. Your password goes here in the beacon, and it will check with the stored password that is already stored. I mean, it will check that password that is already encrypted and stored in your database. So, and how we can basically get that password? Simple. If we are able to get that existing user, we we can also get that password. So I'll say existing user dot password, because if I and how can I say that how can I be so sure about it? So I'll show you something that I already if I show you that I've already created when when I when I've already shown you that how we can basically hash the password, then here I've already hashed that password inside this in this key value form. That's how I can say that I'm able to retrieve that existing password here. Now I'm able to check that this is my error and result. So I'll say now it says that if the result, this is the error and this is the result argument, which is nothing but the boolean value. If your it now it will check that if your password is true, then it will simply give us the give us that yes, that our user is authenticated. So I'll say result. If result is true, then I'll simply say rest.status and I'll say 200.json user. I'll say user, just a second. Okay. User logged in successfully. But what if the user is not authenticated? Then we'll simply throw an error. We'll pass an error that rest.status 401 JSON. And to be precise enough, just for the sake of our understanding, I can say that it's a wrong password. But what if now we are able to check the user password here. But what if our user is not already what if the user is not existed? Then we need to send something as well here. So I'll say res dot status 403 JSON. I'll say message and I'll pass that the user is not registered registered user is let's say user to be precise enough that the user is not found registered registered first. So let's say please register first. Now we are able to handle the error here. Now we are able to handle the error here. Now this is my login part that is already been completed. Now we need to check that is it working or not. Now we are going to check that our credentials are working or not. Now let's say now I need to check it in my Postman. So I'll go to the Postman. I'll say first we'll check that if our basically let's say this is the email. Now what if I make something error here? Now I'm deliberately trying to show you that our user is email is not correct. Then what will we get? What will we get? Now, so will if I hit and if I make a post request, then now we can say that it shows me the correct message that user is not found. That means that my email is not correct. I need to register it first. But now let's correct it and let's say what if my password is not correct. Now if I make again if I send it again, now it will check my password. It says that my password is wrong. Now I need to precise enough. Let's say right now this moment my email and password is both are correct. And what if I hit this button send? Then let's see what will we get. And if I send it, now it says that my user is logged in. So this is how we can basically implement the login part in basically login functionality in the backend. Tomorrow I'll show you how we can basically create how we are going to create the auth system, because without auth system this login and registration nothing matters for a user. If the user is not authenticated, we they can simply just they can access if in the when we don't have any auth system, then user can misuse of any user's data. So yeah, we'll see you then. Thank you everyone for this.